Hello, everyone. It's another Sunday. It's Eniola here again. Ekale, Ekabo, welcome on board. Yeah, I'm here again. How have you all been? Yeah, I couldn't show up last week. As I said previously, I had some engagements, so I couldn't show up. So, how have you all been? All right, so we're just going to wait a few more minutes for a few more people to join. Okay, for that. Right. Okay. Yeah. So today's life is gonna be slightly different from what I've been doing. You're still going to learn Yoruba, obviously, 100%. Okay, so we're just learning something different today. So, usually my life is about spelling Yoruba and see how we can use it in everyday conversation, right? Yeah, but for today, it's gonna be a little bit different. Okay, so I have been on the street of social media and I come across a podcast by, in my opinion, podcasts at UK, yeah. So they were having this conversation regarding dates in Yoruba. So between themselves, they were like, oh, so how would you say 1995 or something like that in Yoruba? To me, it's not something that we commonly talk about. It's really not something we commonly talk about. So I thought today we are gonna be talking about it. So, can you tell your date of birth in Yoruba? Can you talk about an event date in Yoruba? Can you make plans in Yoruba, specifically talking about dates? Okay, so if you know how to tell the year in Yoruba, let me know in the comments. So let me know what year can you tell in Yoruba language. Okay, put it in the comments. Let me know. All right. So that is what we are going to be looking at today. Okay. So dates in Yoruba. Right. Let's get into it. Now, one of the things you need to know when talking about dates in Yoruba is numbers. So, how well do you understand Yoruba numbers? In Yoruba, we call numbers onka. Okay, onka. So, how well do you know onka in Yoruba? If you understand onka very well, it's really going to help you to tell dates. All right, it's not that difficult at all. It is not difficult at all. Okay, we are going to get into it. Now, I'm just going to share my screen as usual, and I will show you what we are doing today. Okay, so how to tell dates in Yoruba. Okay, so telling the dates in Yoruba, we need to start with numbers. Okay, so numbers. Who knows what number one is called in Yoruba? The number one. So one in Yoruba is Okan. Okay, I often say that number one specifically kind of have a mind of its own. It's like the master of all the numbers because you can use it in a lot of ways. It has many different ways to say one. You can say okon, you can say eyokon, you can say kon in different ways. Okay, so let's start with okon. Okay, okon, okon. That is one. All right. Let's look at the concept of dates. How are dates written in English? If we start with the current year we're in, and that is very easy. The 2000s are the easiest, are the easiest numbers in Yoruba. Okay, so we want to say year 2000. Okay, year 2000. How would we say this in Yoruba? All right, so this is where the math comes in, right? In Yoruba, we count in tens or twenties sometimes. All right. So 2000 in Yoruba is ẹgbẹ̀rún méjì. Okay, I'm gonna break this a bit more. All right, so ẹgbẹ̀rún, ẹgbẹ̀rún méjì. This is 2000. Ẹgbẹ̀rún méjì. That is 2000 in Yoruba. Ẹgbẹ̀rún méjì. Okay, so another way you can say this is ẹgbàá. Okay, another way you can say this is ẹgbàá. Now, I'm going to tell you all of the techniques, the calculations and everything that comes together to make those numbers. Okay, so just walk with me, all right? We will get that. You can say ẹgbẹ̀rún méjì or ẹgbàá. Okay, so ẹgbàá. Okay, so ẹgbàá is 2000. Ẹgbẹ̀rún méjì is 2000. Now, why can we say 2000 is ẹgbẹ̀rún méjì or ẹgbàá? Now, let's break it out. So, ẹgbẹ̀rún is 1000. Okay, so ẹgbẹ̀rún is 1000. That is how that comes about. Okay, ẹgbẹ̀rún. Ẹgbẹ̀rún is 1000. All right. Now, this ẹgbẹ̀rún come about. This ẹgbẹ̀rún here is a contraction. Now, in that contraction, it counts in multiples of 200. All right. So 200 in Yoruba is igba. Okay. Igba. That is 200. So 200 in 5 places makes 1000. Okay. 5 is márùn. All right. So you're going to see how it all comes together. All right. So 5 is what? Márùn. That is 5. Márùn. Okay. Márùn. Now, when we put igba and márùn together, it gives us ẹgbẹ̀rún, which is 200 in multiples of in 5 places. 200 in 5 places gives us 1000. Okay. So igba márùn. If I said to you that what is 1000? I can say igba márùn, which is igba. Okay, márùn. This is correct. Igba márùn. is 1,000. Okay? Igba márùn-ún. Igba márùn-ún. This is 1,000. Now, this is what is contracted together that gives us ẹgbẹ̀rún. Igba lọ́nà márùn-ún is 1,000. Igba márùn-ún. Igba márùn-ún. Okay? So, I can also say igba mẹ́fà. Igba mẹ́fà. Igba mẹ́fà. Now, mẹ́fà is 6. Okay? Igba mẹ́fà. All right? Igba mẹ́fà is 1,200 because that is 200 into 6 places. So we have 200 in 6 places. And that gives us 1,200. Igba mẹ́fà. Okay? So, as I said, igba márùn-ún is 200 in 5 places. Okay? That gives us what? 1,000. Now, for ease of pronunciation, okay, this room is taken from márùn and igba is added. Okay? And for ease of pronunciation, this E becomes E, and we have ẹgbẹ̀rún. So the ẹgbẹ̀ is more for the 200, and the rún is more for the number of times. Okay? So márùn, ẹgbẹ̀rún, igba márùn. So this is how you would say 1,000. So you can either say ẹgbẹ̀rún kan, that is 1,000. Ẹgbẹ̀rún kan, which is 200 into 5 places. 1 is 1,000. Okay, so I can say ẹgbẹ̀rún méjì. Ẹgbẹ̀rún méjì. Ẹgbẹ̀rún méjì now is 200 into 5 places. 2. Okay, so 200, 200, 200 into 5 places. 1. 200, 200, 200 into 5 places, 2. So this is ẹgbẹ̀rún kan and this is ẹgbẹ̀rún kan, and together it gives us what? Ẹgbẹ̀rún méjì. Okay. This is one way to count in thousands. Okay, this is one way. Now, let's look at another way that this happens, and this way is what we will put in how to tell the dates in Yoruba. Okay, so here we go. Let's look at this. Now, how Yoruba number works. All right, we have ẹgbẹ̀rún. Okay, ẹgbẹ̀. Remember, I explained that igba is 200 and márùn is 5. When it is contracted, it becomes ẹgbẹ̀rún. So the rule here let us know that in 5 places, 200 in 5 places. The same way, this igba mẹ́fà, okay, that becomes igba in 6 places, is now contracted to become ẹgbẹ̀fà. Okay? Am I making sense? Let me know in the comments if this is clicking in the head. So now we have ẹgbẹ̀fà. Okay? Ẹgbẹ̀fà. So now remember, this fa here is from mẹ́fà. Okay? So ẹgbẹ̀fà is 1,200. Ẹgbẹ̀fà, which is what? Igba in 6 places. Igba in 6 places, which is 200 in 6 places. Gives us 1,200. Okay, so it gives us, the 1,200s. Right, we're getting there gradually. We're getting there gradually. All right, so if you know the numbers, one of the most important thing you need to know is in numbers is 1 to 10, because from 1 to 10, most of the other numbers are created. All right. So let me know in the comments if you can read 1 to 10 in Yoruba. Well, if you're just joining me before I forget, this is Eniola, and today we are looking at how to tell the date in Yoruba. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming. Okay, so Egbefa. All right. Okay, so let's look at the 1 to 10 numbers in Yoruba. Right. So we have ọ̀kan, èjì, ẹ̀ta, ọ̀kan, ọ̀kan, that is one, right? And then we have èjì. We have èjì, okay, which is two. Ẹ̀ta, all right, ẹ̀ta. Ọ̀kan, èjì, ẹ̀ta, ẹ̀rin. This is three, okay, ẹ̀rin. Ọ̀kan, èjì, ẹ̀ta, ẹ̀rin, okay. And that is four. We have àrún. Okay, so we have them from 1 to 5. Àrún, 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 and this is 5. Okay, ọ̀kan, èjì, ẹ̀ta, ẹ̀rin, àrún, ẹ̀fà, ẹ̀fà. Okay, this is ẹ̀fà. Èje, this is 7. Èje, ẹ̀jọ. We have ẹ̀jọ, okay, and this is 8. Then we have ẹ̀sán. So we have ẹ̀sán, ẹ̀sán, and lastly we have ẹ̀wá. Okay, ẹ̀wá is the last one that we're going to be looking at, because these are the most important bits we need for the numbers and the dates that we are trying to get. Okay, so we have ẹ̀wá, and we have ẹ̀wá, and this is 10. So ọ̀kan, èjì, ẹ̀ta, ẹ̀rin, àrún, ẹ̀fà, èje, ẹ̀jọ, ẹ̀sán, ẹ̀wá. Now, you see, this writing in Yoruba, the numbers, they can be written in different ways. Okay, so we have ẹ̀fà, ẹ̀fà, èje, ẹ̀jọ, ẹ̀sán, ẹ̀wá. That's correct. But we also have èje, ẹ̀jọ, ẹ̀sán. Different ways to count the numbers. And also we have méjì, mẹ́ta, mẹ́rin, márùn, mẹ́fà, méje, mẹ́jọ. Okay, there are different ways to the counting, and there are different reasons why they are counted this way. If you want to know those reasons, you need to check my podcast. It is well explained. Okay, all right. So this is the part that we are looking at today. All right, we are looking at this important bit. Right. So each of these syllables, the last bit of them is what are taken and added to igba to make the thousands. Okay, each and every one of these is what is broken and added to igba to make the thousands. So you will understand what I'm trying to say now. So look at this. We have ọ̀kan. Okay, so ẹgbẹ̀rún kan. As I explained this before, this is ẹgbẹ̀rún. We can say ẹgbẹ̀rún to be 1,000 and it can be ẹgbẹ̀rún kan. Either way you say it, we know you're talking about 1,000 is 1,000. Okay, so you can either say 1,000 or 1,000. We both know you're talking about 1,000. Okay, ẹgbẹ̀rún kan, ẹgbẹ̀rún, that's fine. Ẹgbẹ̀rún méjì. Okay, ẹgbẹ̀rún méjì. All right, now ẹgbẹ̀rún mẹ́ta will be what? 3,000. Okay, now, so let's look at the breakdown of how we get to the 1,200, 1,400, 1,600, 1,500, and so on. All right, so remember, as explained here, we have igba márùn gave us 1,000. Igba mẹ́fà gave us 1,200. So as I said, we have igba now plus this ẹ̀fà here is 6. So the fa in front of this is added to this and it becomes ẹgbẹ̀fà. Okay, ẹgbẹ̀fà. All right, so this is what becomes ẹgbẹ̀fà, which is igba in 6 places. Okay, all right, we have ẹgbẹ̀fà. Ẹgbẹ̀fà. Redodo. Ẹgbẹ̀fà is 1,200. Okay, and we have the next one, which is ẹgbẹ̀je. Okay, ẹgbẹ̀je. Èje. So we're taking this half of the èje here, add it to ẹgbẹ̀ that we have been using so far. And when this contraction happens, depending on what alphabet or what word we are using, it determines how this pronunciation is done. Okay, so we have ẹgbẹ̀je, and ẹgbẹ̀je here is 1,400. That is igba in 7 places. Ẹgbẹ̀je, igba in 7 places. Next, we have ẹgbẹ̀jọ. Okay, ẹgbẹ̀jọ. Ẹgbẹ̀jọ, and this is 1,600, 1,600, because we have again igba multiplied by 8 will give you 1,600. Igba is 200, remember. Okay, so understanding this logic will help you to understand how to say the Yoruba numbers in the thousands. Okay, so we have ẹgbẹ̀je, ẹgbẹ̀jọ, ẹgbẹ̀sán, ẹgbàá, which is 2,000. Okay, ẹgbẹ̀sán is, all right, so ẹgbẹ̀sán. Ẹgbẹ̀sán here is 1,900. That is ẹgbẹ̀sán. This here is 1,900. Ẹgbẹ̀sán. And then we have ẹgbàá. Okay. Ẹgbàá. Right? Ẹgbàá. So as you can see in ẹwà here, we have that last syllables there. Ẹgbàá. Ẹgbàá is 2,000. Okay, is 2,000. So now you understand how these words come about. Let me know in the comments if you have any question. Okay, so most of our focus tonight is going to be on the ẹgbẹ̀sán in between the 1800s, 1900s, and the 2000s. Okay, so that is going to be our main focus. But I just needed to bring this out to you to understand how these numbers came about. So remember, igba is 200. Okay, igba in 5 places, 200 in 5 places give us ẹgbẹ̀rún. Okay, ẹgbẹ̀rún. All right, so ẹgbàá is igba in 10 places. Ẹgbẹ̀sán is igba in what? In 9 places. Ẹgbẹ̀sán, so igba in 9 places. All right, so ẹgbẹ̀jọ is igba in 8 places. So 200 times 8 will give you 1,600. 200 times 7 will give you 1,900, while 200 times 10 will give you 2,000. Okay, so ẹgbàá. All right, so if that is clear, now we're going to move to the next explanation, which is the years. So how would we tell the years in Yoruba? So remember what I said, that our focus is going to be mainly on this ones. So I don't think anyone is born in the 1900s or in the 1600s, but I'm just going to give you an example on those ones. Okay, so we have ẹgbẹ̀jọ, ẹgbẹ̀sán, ẹgbẹ̀wá. Okay, or ẹgbàá. Okay, ẹgbàá. All right, so here we go. How would you say a date? Let's come up with any dates. So say, for example, you're trying to say, back in the 1900s, things are a lot easier. Okay, we can say nígbà àwọn ayé ẹgbẹ̀sán. Okay, so we can say nígbà àwọn ayé ẹgbẹ̀sán. So we already know that ẹgbẹ̀sán is igba in 9 places, and that is 1,900. Nígbà ayé àwọn ẹgbẹ̀sán. So it just literally means back in the 1900s. Okay. Nígbà ayé àwọn ẹgbẹ̀sán. So nígbà ayé àwọn ẹgbẹ̀sán, back in the 1900s. Okay, so this is what this means. Ẹgbẹ̀sán, back in the 1900s. Nígbà ayé àwọn ẹgbẹ̀sán, back in the 1900s. Okay, so if I want to say, for example, the 4th of January. Okay, the 1st of January, January 1, that is 01 year 2000. Okay, so 01 year 2000. How would we say this in Yoruba? Okay, so this will be ọjọ́ kìíní. It will be ọjọ́ kìíní. Ọjọ́ kìíní, kìíní. Okay, ọjọ́ kìíní oṣù. All right, so in Yoruba, we know the names of the months of the year, but it's not often used. Okay, it's not often used. So we would rather use the numbers. So we would say oṣù kìíní, oṣù kejì, oṣù kẹta, oṣù kẹrin. Oṣù is month. Okay, so we would say oṣù kìíní, 1st month, 2nd month, 3rd month, 4th month, 5th month. That is how we would say in Yoruba. Even though we have the names of the month, it's not often used. So the names of the month is Shere, Ere, No, Ibi, Ibibi, Okudu, and like that. Okay, but normally we just go with the numbers. All right, so oṣù kìíní will be 1st month. So ọjọ́ ìkíní. Okay, we can say ọjọ́ ìkíní is 1st. All right, we can say ọjọ́ ìkíní or we can say ọjọ́ kìíní. Either one is correct. So mostly you would hear ọjọ́ kìíní. The ìkíní is usually just swallowed. Okay, but we know that it's there. So ọjọ́ kìíní oṣù. As I said, oṣù is month. Oṣù. Ọjọ́ kìíní oṣù kìíní. Ọdún. Okay, ọdún is year. Ọdún. Ọjọ́ kìíní oṣù kìíní. Ọdún ẹgbàá. Ọdún ẹgbàá. Okay, so ọdún ẹgbàá. Ẹgbàá. That is the 1st of January 2000. Day is 1, month is January, and the year is 2000. So ọjọ́ kìíní oṣù kìíní. Ọjọ́ kìíní, oh, I didn't put ìkíní here. Ọjọ́ kìíní oṣù kìíní. Okay, ọjọ́ kìíní oṣù kìíní ọdún ẹgbàá. Can you say that it is quite very easy to tell the dates in Yoruba? I really don't know why we don't use it often in Yoruba language, but it is very easy. Very, very easy. Okay, so 2000 is ẹgbàá. Oh, okay, ẹgbàá. You can also say ẹgbẹ̀rún méjì. Okay, but in that sense, I think it is used more for currency. If you say ọdún kìíní oṣù kìíní ọdún ẹgbẹ̀rún méjì, you're right. It is not wrong. It's just not commonly used. That would mostly be used in currency. So say I want to buy something and I ask, oh, so how much is this? You can tell me it's 2,000 naira. Ẹgbẹ̀rún méjì náírà ni. Okay, ẹgbẹ̀rún méjì náírà. So that is when using the ẹgbẹ̀rún in the numbers would work like that. But if we want to say in the form of date, I think ẹgbàá is most suitable, and it is for ease of pronunciation as well. Ẹgbàá and ẹgbẹ̀rún méjì. Which of them do you think is easier for you to pronounce? Ẹgbàá, redomi, ẹgbàá, which is ẹgbẹ̀rún, igba in 10 places. Igba in 10 places. So as I said, this is not something that is common because even me pronouncing it, my tongue is still getting used to it. Like, what are you saying? Okay, so Egba, if you know of any Yoruba numbers that you struggle with, let me know in the comment. Just type it in the comments and we'll work it out. And if there is a date that you would like me to write out for you in Yoruba, just put it on there. Okay, so we have looked at Ọjọ́ Kìíní, Oṣù Kìíní, Ọdún Ẹgbàá. Now, what caught my attention in the podcast is in the, what did I say? In my opinion podcast. I think if you look for it, they are on Instagram. I think they're on YouTube as well. So they were arguing like, how would you say that you were born in 1995? Okay, in Yoruba. How would you say 1995 in Yoruba? All right. This is another mathematics coming in. All right. So in this situation, 1995 is, if we're gonna say it normally, is 1995. That is the number we would say because 1995. That is what it is, right? So to put this in Yoruba, we're gonna be doing subtraction. Yoruba is very intricate. Okay, we use the pattern of addition and subtraction to derive numbers. Okay, so if you've listened to my podcasts, I Speak Yoruba to Speak Yoruba, I discussed more on Yoruba numbers, how they really work. I broke it down on how you had the numbers and how you take them away. So you should listen to the podcast. Is an episode lesson 1, level 1, I think episode 20 or so. You should be able to get there. So but listen to all the podcasts, you're gonna enjoy it. Right. So in this situation, we are gonna be taking away. Okay. Reason is because this number behind 1900 is a lot. Okay, it is over 50. So we will be doing what? Take away. And if we take away this from this is 5, right? The difference is 5. So 1995 will be, okay, ẹgbàá-dín-márùn-ún, ẹgbàá, okay? Remember, ẹgbàá is 2000, which is igba, 200 in 10 places, mẹ́wàá. Okay, so it will be ẹgbàá, dín, márùn. Okay, ẹgbàá-dín-márùn. In one word, this is what it will be. But in breakdown, I will do the breakdown for you. So let's put this out first. Ẹgbàá-dín-márùn. Ẹgbàá-dín-márùn. Okay? Ẹgbàá-dín-márùn. Ẹgbàá-dín-márùn is 1995. Because here, ẹgbàá here is, we're saying 2000 minus. Dín is minus. Dín to take away. If I said dín, what we do? I mean, my money is less. There is a subtraction in my money. Okay, so ẹgbàá-dín-márùn, 2000 less 5. That is how you would put it in Yoruba. 2000 less 5. Ẹgbàá-dín-márùn. Ẹgbàá-dín-márùn. That is how you would say 1995 in Yoruba. Ẹgbàá-dín-márùn. 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 So, ẹgbàá, again, remember, is igba in 5 places. ẹgbàádínmárùn. So if you wanted to say, oh, I finished school in August 1996. Okay? I finished school August 1996. August 1996. Okay, August 1996. Again, remember that we count months in numbers, not by names. And August is the 8th month of the year. So we have oṣù kínní, oṣù kejì, oṣù kẹta, oṣù kẹrin, oṣù karùn-ún, oṣù kẹfà, oṣù keje, and oṣù kẹjọ. All right. So August is what? Oṣù ìkẹjọ. Okay. Oṣù. We have oṣù. Oṣù ìkẹjọ. Okay. No. Oṣù ìkẹjọ is August. Oṣù ìkẹjọ. Oṣù ìkẹjọ. Ọdún. Remember to always put ọdún. Okay, so ọdún is the year. Ọdún. If you don't put ọdún in front of the number that you've written in Yoruba, people might not realize that is what you're trying to write. So if you just put ìkẹjọ and the year in front of it, but you didn't write the year, it should be a bit confusing. So always put oṣù ìkẹjọ ọdún. Okay, ọdún. Now, can you guess what do you think this would be? This 1996. Now, remember, 1995, we took away 5. So it's ẹgbàádínmárùn. Ọdún ẹgbàádínmárùn ni. Ọdún ẹgbàádínmárùn. Okay, year 1995 is ọdún ẹgbàádínmárùn. So 1996 will be what? We're taking away 4 now. Okay, so 2000, take away this, will be 4. So it will be ọdún ẹgbàádínmẹ́rin. Ọdún ẹgbàá. Okay, so that's what it will be. Ọdún ẹgbàádínmẹ́rin. Ọdún ẹgbàádínmẹ́rin. And that is what 96 will be. Okay, so oṣù kẹjọ. Oṣù kẹjọ. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I see your comment. Thank you. Yeah, so that's the son of Onto TV. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me. All right, so oṣù ìkẹjọ ọdún ẹgbàádínmẹ́rin. 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 That is 1996. Okay, 1996. With a little bit more of practice, you will get used to saying this. You will get used to using it. All you need to do is make sure you understand the Yoruba numbers very well. If you understand the Yoruba numbers, it will be so easy to tell the dates, especially the year. So the year is what a lot of people struggle with because it's not common. It's not commonly used. We still sometimes use the day or the month in a year. We could say, ọjọ́ kọkànlá ló bí mi, which is on the 11th. Okay, àbí ọjọ́ kẹrìndínlógún ló bí mi, which is on the 16th. Okay, so that is sometimes used, but the year is never ever used, which is why a lot of people find it difficult. It's not common. It's not something that's common. So Let's look at today's dates. What is today's date? Today is the 18th of August. Okay. So today's date is the 18th of August, 2024. So you can guess how to write that. Okay. 2024. Now remember, this is 2024. If you look at it from the perspective, it will be a lot easier for you to remember how to say it or how to write it. Okay? So it is 2024. 2024. Okay? So it's going to be ẹgbàá. Okay? Ẹgbàádín. Oh, so now if you look at this, we are going forward. Okay? We are adding, we're not taking away. So the logic in Yoruba is if you are counting between 1 to 4, you add. So for example, if I am counting, let me put this out for you so you can see. Right. Okay. So for example, if you're counting between 1 to 4 in Yoruba, you do an addition. But if you're counting between 5 to 9, you do a takeaway. So for this, you do an addition. And for this, you do takeaway. So let me give you an example. If I want to say 21, okay? So 21 in Yoruba is 20 plus 1. Okay? 21 in Yoruba is 20 plus 1, which is mọ́kànlélógún. Okay? So mọ́kànlélógún is ogún plus 1. All right? So ogún increases by 1. Mọ́kànlé, lé to increase, So ogún increases by 1. So 21 here will be, let me put this down here. Now 21 is mọ́kànlélógún. Okay, mọ́kànlélógún. This is 21. Okay, mọ́kànlélógún. So the emphasis is on this lé. All right, so lé is an addition. Lé is an increase. Lé is to be more. Okay, mọ́kànlélógún. So this 1, ọ̀kan, lé ní ogún. Ogún here is 20. So I have 1 more than 20. The same thing would work for 22. 22 will be méjìlélógún, 20 plus 2. 2 more than 20. The same thing will be applied to 23. 23 will be mẹ́tàlélógún, which is ogún more, it's more than 3. Okay, so 20 plus 3 is mọ́kànlélógún, mẹ́tàlélógún. And then the same thing will apply to mẹ́rìnlélógún. Mẹ́rìnlélógún is 24. Okay, mẹ́rìnlélógún is 24. So always remember that between 1, all right, to 4, there is an addition. So when I get to 25, okay, when I get to 25, I am taking away from the next 10. Okay, so you know, when you have 20, the next 10 is what? 30. Okay, the next 10 is 30. When we count in 10, so we have 10, 20, 30, 40, and so on. All right, so when I get to 25, then I start to deduct. Now, 25 will be márùndínlọ́gbọ̀n. Okay? It might sound a bit complicated at first, but when you really understand the breakdown, it becomes a lot easier. It becomes so easy, and you feel like, why do I find it difficult at first? So just know the logic that 1 to 4 is an addition to tens. From 5 to 9 is a deduction from the next tens. Okay? So this will be márùndínlọ́gbọ̀n because we are going to 30, and 30 is ọgbọ̀n. Okay? So 30 here is ọgbọ̀n. And that is what 30 is. Ọgbọ̀n. Okay? Ọgbọ̀n. It is not ọgbọ̀n. Ọgbọ̀n is to be wise. Okay? It's not ọgbọ̀n, it is ọgbọ̀n. Redo. Ọgbọ̀n. That is 30. So for me to say 25 in Yoruba, it will be márùndínlọ́gbọ̀n. Okay? Márùndínlọ́gbọ̀n. Márùndínlọ́gbọ̀n. All right. So this is what 25 will be in Yoruba. Márùndínlọ́gbọ̀n. So here I am telling you that it is 30 take away 5. 30 less 5. 30 minus 5. That is 25. When I say 26, it will be the same thing. 6 is mẹ́fà. Okay? But how it works is, if you look at it, 26 minus 30, right? So if you take 26 out of 30, you have 4 left. So I'm going to say mẹ́rìndínlọ́gbọ̀n. Okay? Mẹ́rìndínlọ́gbọ̀n. Let me say it in a way that you don't get confused. So when you're going up, you count from 1 to 4. When you're coming back down, you count from 5 to 1. Okay? So 5 to 1. It's okay. Let me know in the comments if you have any question regarding my explanation of the numbers. Okay, so but the easiest way for you to get it is to know counting from 1 to 4, you're adding 21, 22, 23, 24. Now, when you're counting from 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, you are taking away from the next tens. So it is 26 minus 30 minus 26 gives you 4. So 4 less, okay, 30. 30 less 4. That is mẹ́rìndínlọ́gbọ̀n. The next number is 27. If you take away 27 from 30, you have 3. Okay, so that is 30 less 3. That is mẹ́tàdínlọ́gbọ̀n. All right. Okay, this is a diversion. I'm just explaining that so that you know how I'm gonna come about with 2024. So if we're looking at this, we are going up. It's gonna be an addition, not a subtraction, because this is not 40 yet. We are still less than 40. If you remember, from 1 to 40. So this is 10, 20, 30, 40. When we get to 50, then it becomes a deduction. Okay, so the same rule that applies to 1 to 4 is what applies to tens as well. So when I'm saying 10 is mẹ́wàá, okay, 20 is ogún, 30 is ọgbọ̀n, okay, 40 is ogójì. Okay, now when I want to say 50, it becomes àádọ́ta. Okay, and reason is because I am taking 10 away from the next 20, which is ọgọ́fà. Ọgọ́fà is 60, which is Ogun in three places. I didn't plan to break this down this deep. I have a podcast that explains this number really deeply. Okay. So I encourage you to listen to that podcast because if not, as I'm speaking, it's gonna feel like I'm confusing you or I'm not explaining in deeper enough. Okay. So I'm just gonna like touch a bit here and there. So as I said, from 10 to 40, we had. From 50 to 90, we take away. Okay, so here we have 24. It's not up to 40 yet, so we are going to add. So 24 in Yoruba, I said it earlier, is Merilelogun. Okay, so let me add 24 to this one. All right, so 24 is 20 plus 4. Ogun àti mẹ́rin. Okay, so mẹ́rin lé ní ogún. Mẹ́rin. Mẹ́rìnlélógún. Mẹ́rìnlélógún. Okay, mẹ́rìnlélógún. This is 24. So it is 24 more than 20. Okay, mẹ́rìnlélógún, méjìlélógún, mẹ́tàlélógún. And then when it comes to breaking it down, it gets lower. Okay, so here we're doing an addition. Today is 18. Okay, what is 18 in Yoruba? 18 is ọjọ́. Okay, today. So today's date is ọjọ́. Ọjọ́. Ọjọ́ kejìdínlógún. Ọjọ́ kejìdínlógún. Okay, so here we go again with the deduction. Remember I said, if you're running up to the next 10, you have to deduct. So if we look at this, we have gotten past this 5 mark, which is going to be 15. So 15, 16, 17, 18. If we take away 18 from 20, we would have 2 left. Okay, which is 2. So this 20 less 2. And that is what we have. Méjì. Okay, so méjìdínlógún is how you would count it, but because we're using it in a position form, it will be ìkejì. Okay, ìkejì. Ọjọ́ kejì. Ọjọ́ kejì-dín. Remember, we're taking this out. Ọjọ́ kejì-dín. All right. Dín. Ọjọ́ kejì-dín-lógún. Ọjọ́ kejì-dín-lógún. All right. So ọjọ́ kejì-dín-lógún. Kejì-dín-lógún. It is ìkejì-dín-lógún because we're using it position-wise. The way you count dates is different from the way you count in numbers. Okay, so ìkejì-dín-lógún in this situation is a position. All right. Ọjọ́ kejì-dín-lógún. You would not say ọjọ́ méjìdínlógún. If you said ọjọ́ méjìdínlógún, you actually meant different thing. Again, I have a podcast that really explains this in details. So if I said ọjọ́ méjìdínlógún, I meant 18 days. I'm not telling you the date. Okay, so please don't get it confused. Ọjọ́ méjìdínlógún is 18 days. Ọjọ́ kejìdínlógún is on the 18th. Okay, so it's just a subtle difference, but it kind of tells you what you're doing. Okay, so on the 18th is ọjọ́ kejìdínlógún. All right, ọjọ́ kejìdínlógún. Again, oṣù kẹjọ, which is August, when August. So oṣù. Oṣù kẹjọ. Okay, oṣù kẹjọ. Okay, oṣù kẹjọ, ọdún kí la wà? Okay, now let's put this together. Ọjọ́ kejìdínlógún, oṣù kẹjọ, ọdún ẹgbàá-lé mẹ́rìnlélógún. Ẹgbàá, remember, ẹgbàá is the 2000 and 24 is mẹ́rìnlélógún, so it's 24 more than 2000. So we are adding 24 more than 2000. We are adding. Okay, so it's gonna be ọdún. We always remember to put our ọdún there. Okay, so ọdún ẹgbàá-lé mẹ́rìnlélógún. Ẹgbàá-lé mẹ́rìnlélógún. So can you see that it is quite easy? Can I say that it is easy? Let me know in the comments if you find this easy, okay? Or if you find it difficult. Let me know in the comments what part of it do you find difficult and what part of it do you find to be easy, okay? Jordan Collins, you would be a great voice actor. Oh my days. Okay, thank you very much. That is a big compliment. I've never thought about that. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so ọjọ́ kejìdínlógún. Well, if there is anyone there looking at for a voice actor, I've just been told that I would be a great voice actor. Okay, so let's do business. Back to what I was teaching. Okay, so it says ọjọ́ kejìdínlógún, that is on the 18th, oṣù kẹjọ, August, ọdún ẹgbàá, okay? Ẹgbàá, lé, remember, it is more. Ẹgbàá-lé, okay? Mẹ́rìnlélógún, which is 24. Ọdún ẹgbàá-lé mẹ́rìnlélógún. So that is 2024. Ọdún ẹgbàá-lé mẹ́rìnlélógún. Okay? Ọdún ẹgbàá-lé mẹ́rìnlélógún. Ọdún ẹgbàá-lé mẹ́rìnlélógún. Ọdún ẹgbàá-lé mẹ́rìnlélógún. Ọdún ẹgbàá-lé mẹ́rìnlélógún. Àlàyé yín ṣe kedere. Ó jẹ́ kó yé wa dáadáa. A dúpẹ́ púpọ̀. Ẹ ṣeun gan ni. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Okay? So now you can proudly say that you can tell the date in Yoruba. All you need to do is understand the Yoruba numbers and how the concept works, okay? How the plus and minus are put together. So, it is easy. What is today's date? Today's date is ọjọ́ kejìlélógún. I am finding it difficult. So please, if you're finding it difficult, don't be too hard on yourself. Even I'm struggling. I know it, but because it's not commonly used, it's not something I would say on my day-to-day conversation, which I find it's a shame. We need to use it a lot more because the more we use it, the better we'll become at pronouncing it. Okay, so let's do this together. Today's date in Yoruba is say ọjọ́ kejìdínlógún, oṣù kẹjọ, ọdún ẹgbàá-lé mẹ́rìnlélógún. We did it. So that is today's date. Ọjọ́ kejìdínlógún, oṣù kẹjọ, ọdún ẹgbàá-lé mẹ́rìnlélógún. Ẹgbàá-lé mẹ́rìnlélógún. So if I had put ẹgbàá-dín mẹ́rìnlélógún, can you tell me in the comments what that would be? So let me rewrite this one here so you can see what I'm trying to explain. You can go away and let's bring you up here. Okay, let's bring you up here. Okay, so if I had written ẹgbàá-dín instead of ẹgbàá-lé, I just want to see if you understand the concept of the addition and subtraction in Yoruba numbers. So remember that I said le is increase. Le is to add, okay? It's the increase. While d is to decrease. You take away. That is d minus, le plus, okay? So today's date is ọjọ́ kejìdínlógún oṣù kẹjọ ọdún ẹgbàá lé mẹ́rìnlélógún. Now, instead of me saying ẹgbàá lé mẹ́rìnlélógún, if I had said ẹgbàá dín mẹ́rìnlélógún, what would that be? Can you see if you really understand that? Can you tell me what that number is? Okay, so I'm texting you here. I want to see how much you understood today's lesson. Okay, so it is ẹgbàá, and I'll break it down for you so that you kind of understand it. Okay, so ẹgbàá dín mẹ́rìnlélógún. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a clue. Okay, so mẹ́rìnlélógún is 24. Okay, so I want to make it a bit easier for you. I don't want you to struggle too much. Okay, so mẹ́rìnlélógún is 24. Ẹgbàá is 2000. What is this date here? What year is this? Let me put ọdún in the front so that you know I'm talking about year. What year is this? Let me know in the comments. What year is this? Ọdún ẹgbàá dín mẹ́rìnlélógún. Ọdún ẹgbàá dín mẹ́rìnlélógún. Ọdún ẹgbàá dín mẹ́rìnlélógún. What year is this? Can you tell me what year is this? So remember, D is to take away in Yoruba. Here we have written today's dates as I'm talking to you is 18th of August, 2024. Now, 18th of August is ọjọ́ kejìdínlógún. Ìkejìdínlógún is the 18th, not méjìdínlógún. Méjìdínlógún is 18 for the date. Okay, so ìkejìdínlógún is the 18th. Oṣù kẹjọ is August. Ọdún ẹgbàá lé mẹ́rìnlélógún, 2024. And in my explanation, I said 24 is more than 2000. Okay, so we have 2000 plus 24. That is lé. So now, if I had said ẹgbàá dín mẹ́rìnlélógún, what year is it we're talking about? What year am I talking about? Tell me please in the comments. Let me know you understand this lesson. Tell me in the comments, what is ọdún ẹgbàá dín mẹ́rìnlélógún? Remembering the fact that mẹ́rìnlélógún is 24 and ẹgbàá is 2000. D is to what? To take away, to reduce, is less. All right, so ọdún ẹgbàá dín mẹ́rìnlélógún. Okay, so let's break it down. Let's do this together. Let's work through this together. Ẹgbàá is 2000, right? Ẹgbàá is 2000. D is to take away. D to take away, right? Minus. Mẹ́rìnlélógún is what? 24. Mẹ́rìnlélógún is 24. So if we took away 24 from 2000, what do we have? What do we have? Tell me, please, people. What do we have? So we have what? Come on, tell me in the comments. What do we have? We have 1000 900 and what? 900 and what? We have 976. Okay? Yeah, 976. So, in the terms of dates, that is 1976. Yes, that is correct. That is correct. Well done. That is correct. 1976. So, can you see how Yoruba date is written? Because here, let me break this down so you can see it much better. Because here, we added the word le, okay? Here we added the word le. It means it is a plus. So it gives us 2024, 2024. Ẹgbàálé mẹ́rìnlélógún. Èní ni ọjọ́ kejì. Oh my days, this is still breaking my teeth. Okay. Èní ni ọjọ́ kejìdínlógún. Okay. Èní ni ọjọ́ kejìdínlógún. Oṣù ìkẹjọ ọdún ẹgbàálé mẹ́rìnlélógún. Okay, so today is the 18th of August, the 8th month of the year 2024. Okay, so I said for you to understand the concept of how some of the numbers work, instead of putting le, which was added here, I put din, which is to take away. Okay, din to take away. So if we take away 24 from this, it gives us 1976. So who can tell me something that happened in 1976 or who was born in 1976? Okay, so somebody can tell me that, oh, I was born on ọjọ́ kejìdínlógún oṣù kẹjọ ọdún ẹgbàádínmẹ́rìnlélógún. So I was born on the 18th of August, 1976. That is what I just said. So telling dates in Yoruba is easy. But to be honest, it just requires a lot of practice. We don't use it. Not in the news, not on TV. You would, if you listen to Yoruba news, they will be telling you, ní ọdún 1985, oṣù kìíní kan. I'm like, why do we not just say it in Yoruba? And I don't blame them. That's because if that is said that way, many people will be lost. Literally, many people will be lost because it's not something that is being taught in school. So we don't know. People will be like, what are they talking about? So I think because it's not very common, they just stick to using the English part of it. So they will say every other thing they want to say in Yoruba, and they will even tell you, oh, ní ọjọ́ kìíní oṣù kejì ọdún 1984. It's just that. See, it's completed. I will be really happy if this is done because it will help the younger generation. I think even older generation will struggle because it's not taught. They don't know. It was never taught in school, so they don't know. But you and I can change this. So if you want to make plans with your friend, you can say, "Oh, shall we go to France in 2025?" So how would you put that? How would you say that? Let's go to France in 2025. Okay, shall we try that? Okay, let's try that. Let's try that. How would we do that 2025? How would we do that? Okay, so here we go. We could say all the face can die away. We don't need them anymore. Okay, so how would we say that we are going away in 2025? So, for example, let's say we want to go to France in February. Okay, in February 2025. That's when we want to go to France. February 2025. All right. Okay. So we want to go to France in 2025. We can say, okay, we can say Oshu KG. Okay. Let's make this a full sentence. Okay. Shall we go to France in February 2025? Okay. Or we can say, should we go to France? Let's keep it simple like that. Should we go to France? Okay. Should we go to France in February? Should we go to France in February 2025? Okay. So let's put this in Yoruba. Should we go to France in February 2025? How would we say this in Yoruba? So simple, isn't it? We can say, ṣé ká lọ? Ṣé ká lọ sí? Okay. Ṣé ká lọ sí? Should we go to? Okay. Ṣé ká lọ sí Faransé? Okay. Ṣé ká lọ sí Faransé? Or we can say ìlú Faransé. Well, let's just keep it. Ṣé ká lọ sí Faransé? Ṣé ká lọ sí ìlú Faransé? All right. Ṣé ká lọ sí ìlú? Ṣé ká lọ sí ìlú Faransé ní oṣù kejì? Okay. Ní oṣù. Ṣé ká lọ sí ìlú Faransé ní oṣù kejì? Oṣù kejì. So remember again, it is month 1, month 2, and month 3. So ṣé ká lọ sí ìlú Faransé ní oṣù kejì ọdún okay, oṣù kejì ọdún kíni? Ọdún kíni? How do we say the ọdún now? Ọdún kíni? Right. So 25 in Yoruba will be what? 25 in Yoruba. So remember that 25, this is 5, is going towards the next tense, which is 30. So it will be 30. Okay, so in 30, we take away 25. In 30, we take away what? 25. Now, if we take away 25 from 30, what do we have? We have 5 left. So it will be márùndínlọ́gbọ̀n. Okay, 25 will be márùndínlọ́gbọ̀n. So 2025 will be ọdún ẹgbàá. Ọdún ẹgbàá. Okay, so ọdún ẹgbàá lé double calculation is being done here because we have to do the calculation for the 25th separately, and we have to do the calculation for the 2000 separately. So 2000 we are adding, 25 we're taking away from 30. Okay, so ọdún ẹgbàá. Ọdún ẹgbàá lé. Okay, ọdún ẹgbàá lé márùndínlọ́gbọ̀n. Ọdún ẹgbàá lé márùndín. Ọdún ẹgbàá lé márùndínlọ́gbọ̀n. Okay, ọdún ẹgbàá lé márùndínlọ́gbọ̀n. And that is it. Ọdún ẹgbàá lé márùndínlọ́gbọ̀n. So márùndínlọ́gbọ̀n is 25. Ẹgbàá is 2000 and lé is added. So ọdún ẹgbàá lé márùndínlọ́gbọ̀n. Ọdún ẹgbàá lé márùndínlọ́gbọ̀n. So that way it is very easy to tell the years in Yoruba. It is absolutely very easy. So we did 1995 earlier. So 1995 is ẹgbàá dín kíni márùn. Ẹgbàá dín márùn is 1995. Ẹgbàá dín márùn. That is very easy. Okay. So ẹgbàá dín márùn is 1995. And if we are going to look at what year would you like me to write out? Tell me in the comments, okay? So we have here ẹgbàá dín márùn. Ẹgbàá dín márùn is 1995. Ọdún ẹgbàá dín márùn náà bí mi. Ọdún ẹgbàá dín márùn ni wọ́n bí mi. Always remember to put the ọdún in front of it so that the person reading it can tell that you're talking about the year, not just the number. Okay? So, ọdún ẹgbàá dín márùn, ọdún ẹgbàá dín márùn, 1995. So, if you want to say 1850, 1850. We don't have business talking about that, but just to give you the random number. So if we're going to talk about 1850, how do we say that? So remember that the way I explained this from the beginning is 200 multiplied by whatever numbers. Okay? So to get 1,800, it will be 200 multiplied by 9. Okay, so 200 in 9 places will give us 1,800. Okay, because 200 in 10 places gave us 2,000. All right, so 200 in 9 places in Yoruba is called ẹgbẹ̀sán. Okay, ẹgbẹ̀sán. Ẹgbẹ̀sán. That is 209 places. Ẹgbẹ̀sán. So if we now want to say 1850, okay, 1850, what would it be? 1850. So we can say àádọ́ta lé ní ẹgbẹ̀sán or ẹgbẹ̀sán lé láàádọ́ta. Okay, so we would say ẹgbẹ̀sán. Ẹgbẹ̀sán. Ẹgbẹ̀sán lé láàádọ́ta. Ẹgbẹ̀sán lé láàádọ́ta. Àádọ́ta is 50 in Yoruba. Àádọ́ta. Okay, so ẹgbẹ̀sán lé láàádọ́ta. Ẹgbẹ̀sán lé láàádọ́ta. Àádọ́ta. Ẹgbẹ̀sán lé láàádọ́ta. Ẹgbẹ̀sán lé láàádọ́ta. That is 1850. The year is always ọdún. Ọdún. Ẹgbẹ̀sán lé àádọ́ta. Ọdún ẹgbẹ̀sán lé láàádọ́ta ni wọ́n pa bàbá wọn. Okay, let me make it positive. Ọdún ẹgbẹ̀sán lé láàádọ́ta ni wọ́n ra ilẹ̀ tuntun. Yeah, let's keep it positive. Ọdún ẹgbẹ̀sán lé láàádọ́ta ni wọ́n ra ilẹ̀ tuntun. Okay. So, everyone, I hope that now you can tell the year in Yoruba. That is the most difficult aspect, but also that is the most simplest aspect. It's just because we don't use it all the time That is why it feels like it is difficult. It is not difficult. If you understand how the Yoruba number works, it's going to be a lot more easier for you to use these things. And I hope that it's going to come one day where we actually hear this thing on a regular basis in Yoruba literature. I will be so happy with that. I'll be so excited to actually hear and see this used in Yoruba teachings. I'll be really happy. So, everyone, thank you so much for joining me today on telling dates, especially the year in Yoruba. Okay, so we've been able to talk about how the Yoruba language works when it comes to numbers and how we can tell the date in Yoruba. And today's date is what? Remember, I was struggling earlier. So let's see if I can remember. So today's date is ọjọ́ kejìdínlógún. Wow, I got that straight away. Happy. Okay. So today's date is ọjọ́ kejìdínlógún oṣù kẹjọ ọdún ẹgbàálé mẹ́rìnlélógún. I did it. I did it. I did it. I did it. Clap for me. Clap for me. Sarah, thank you all so much for joining me today. I will see you again next week, Sunday, and we're gonna be back to Yoruba spelling bee. Okay, so let's keep it simple and easy. Today, I just want to put this out because many people were struggling with it, and I'm like, why don't we even teach this in the first place? And here we are. So thank you, everyone, and I will see you next week. Ó dàbọ̀. Ẹ ṣeun gan ni. Ó dàbọ̀. Thank you so much. Bye bye, everyone. See you next week.